Okay, here's the thing about that last question. I was asked that last question two months ago. And so were thousands of Americans. There was an actual study done where a survey was sent out and that question was asked, and I have the results right here. But first of all, we heard some positive words and we heard some negative words up here. How many of you thought of a negative word? That's much more common. How many of you thought of a positive word? Okay, a few of you. Now, here's the thing. As I've gone around now to 29 schools, this is exactly how it goes in every school. It's about 10 negatives to every one positive. So about 10 negatives to every one positive. Now, I'm about to share with you the most common answer. Okay? The number one most common answer, and it's actually the one I came up with. I thought maybe we would get it from one of them because Shreyash actually said it during his when he was talking about his concern for the future. The number one answer was divided. How many of you said divided? Yeah, divided is the number one answer, some form of divided. That was mine as well. Okay, here are some of the others. Chaotic, which is challenging, I think would probably go there. Chaotic, intolerant, rigged, and weak were actually some of the most common. Now, let me get your attention for just a second. Here's another one. I can get you for just a second. Here's another question. This is a little different. This isn't how would you describe our country right now. It's how do you feel about our country right now. That elicits a little different response, right? How do you feel about our country right now? Here are the number one answers. Number one, frustrated. Number two, disappointed. Number three, exhausted. Number four, disgusted. And number five, angry. And I think we've seen all of those at times over the past couple years. Now, a couple other data points I want to share with you. Over the past 4 years, there's been a change. So 4 years ago, this question was asked, if you're a Republican, do you think Republicans should work with Democrats to solve some of our biggest problems? If you're a Democrat, do you think Democrats should work with Republicans to solve some of our biggest problems? 4 years ago, 60%, vast majority of Americans said yes, we should do that. 4 years later, that's fallen to 49%. So now we don't even have a majority who think that we should work together. So again, back to what you said, Shreyash, I think that's so important about learning what each other thinks and depolarizing. Now, at the same time, animosity towards members of the other party has increased. Now, 70% of Americans describe the other party as brainwashed, hateful, and arrogant. Not great. Now, here's one, the last one I want to share with you. When I graduated from high school, this question was asked. Do you have a very unfavorable view of the other party? A very unfavorable view. And when I graduated, 21% of Republicans, 17% of Democrats had a very unfavorable view of the other party. Today, those numbers have gone from 21 and 17 to 62 and 54 have a very unfavorable view of the other party. So we are divided. Probably more divided according to social scientists than we've been at any time since the Civil War. All right? That's how divided we are. Now, I do not want to leave you on a negative note. So let me try to leave you with some positivity and encouragement. Here's the good news. In Utah, we are not as divided as the rest of the country. That's very good news. Remember, I mentioned that 90% of our legislators agreed or 90% of the legislation was passed in a bipartisan manner, right? That's good news for us. That's really good news for us. Now, but we are trending down. That's the bad news. More good news, though. 70% of Americans actually don't like how divided we are. 70% of Americans wish we weren't divided. Now, this is where I need your help, you guys. This is where I need you, okay? We need to relearn as a country, as Shreyash so articulately pointed out, how to disagree better. How to disagree without hating each other, right? How to disagree without tearing each other down. We used to understand how to do that as a country. And I believe that you can actually help us fix this. Now, what I am not saying is we all have to agree. And we all just have to get along. I am not saying that at all. In fact, our nation was founded on profound disagreement. Disagreement and healthy conflict is actually really important to our system of government. Okay? So I'm not saying we all have to just decide to agree to the same thing. I want us to disagree. I want us to disagree passionately, but I want us to disagree respectfully. I want us to disagree without contempt. I want us to disagree with dignity. And my lieutenant governor, her name is Deidre Henderson. She's amazing. I hope you all get a chance to meet her. She has a rule that she lives by that she shares with me often. She shares it with me because I forget and I make mistakes sometimes. She says that if it feels good, don't post it. If it feels good, don't say it. And what she means by that is there is an adrenaline rush that comes from tearing other people down, right? And it feels good at first until it doesn't. And social media especially is designed to divide us. It's designed to tear us apart. It's designed to elevate the most extreme voices and make us hate each other, right? And here's the question I always ask. Have you ever changed your mind when someone attacked you? Have you ever changed your mind when someone said you're an idiot, you're stupid, I can't believe you do this, what is wrong with you? Have you ever changed your mind when that happens? And the answer is no, you haven't. Because what it does, it's human nature. When we get attacked, we fight back, right? And we get more entrenched in whatever it is that we're disagreeing about in the first place. And so I beg you today, I need your help. We can disagree without hating each other. We can try to see the other person's perspective, right? And that will help us to become a better country. Now, I want to end where Julie answered. I want to end here. And that is, we live in the greatest nation in the history of the world. And here is why. Okay? Here is why. It doesn't mean we don't make mistakes. But we are the first and only nation that was ever formed on an idea. And this idea was radical. Right? This profound idea was radical. And this is the idea. Okay? This is the idea that changed everything. This idea that all men are created equal, and we are endowed by our Creator with certain unalienable rights. Among those rights are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. You know this, okay? Here's why, you guys. This was such a profound idea. This idea that these rights, life, liberty, which is freedom, right, and the pursuit of happiness, we're born with those. They come from God. They come from on high. We are endowed by our Creator with these rights. They do not come from government. And that's the idea. That's the thing that every other nation got wrong. Every other nation in the history of the world believed that rights come from government. And government can take those rights away at any time. And government can decide what those rights are. And we said, no, it is the exact opposite. We are born. We the people are born with these rights and these powers. And government exists to protect those rights and powers, not to determine what they are. And every 2 years or 4 years or 6 years, our government officials have to come back to we the people and ask us to use that power to protect our rights. And that idea changed the course of history forever. And you and I are the beneficiaries of those incredible freedoms that have led us to this era of prosperity that no other nation in the history of the world has ever seen. And I worry that we are forgetting about that. And I need your help to remember. I need that patriotism that Julia talked about. To remember that this country is great. And it is great when we are good. This country is different. This country is special. We need your help to remember that. There is nothing more un-American than hating our fellow Americans, and we can't do better. Now, I am so proud of you. Thank you for letting me come. 29 out of 29. This is amazing. Your future is incredibly bright. You can accomplish anything. You will be successful beyond your wildest imagination right now. I believe that exists in all of you. And I believe that there is a reason that you are here on this earth, that you are here right now, that there are people only you can connect with. You are different. Your generation can solve the biggest problems our world has ever faced. I believe in you. I believe that there has never been a better time to be alive than right now, and there has never been a better place to live than right here in the state of Utah. God bless you. Thanks for letting me come.